Hello, everybody. Welcome to another survival content of mine. Honestly, I didn't know my content was about survival until someone commented that I make survival videos. And I was like, you know what? That's right. My content is more about survival. Because as women, of course, we need to thrive, we need to survive. So, I talked about a video, like a short video I made about me losing my job this year. It happened on 2nd January. And in a way, for me, that's a huge blessing because the timing, the things I spoke to God about, and that was the confirmation I needed. And I'm here to tell you if you're a gorgeous girl and you're suffering in your workplace, let's gather here. Sometimes the reason why you are not upset. Sometimes the reason why you don't feel accepted, the reason why they envy you and are jealous of you, is because you're not meant to work. Maybe not there, maybe online, because not everybody will thrive in the workplace. Some people go into the workplace, they get all the favors, they get all the promotion, and I'm very, very happy for them. Because that's where they're supposed to be. That's their place. That's where they're supposed to thrive. But if you're a gorgeous girl, if you're a pretty girl, and you're in a situation, a workplace especially, and your coworkers are bitter, they envy you, and they make you a target, and you are not thriving, you feel stuck, that's because that's not where you're meant to be. Let me take you back to how I ended up in this workplace, okay? Let's go all the way to the beginning. So that was my first real job I ever did. It was a factory, right? So I didn't know how it worked. I had to survive. I was in a survival mood at that time. I had no one to lean on. Well, I had somebody, but you know how people are. They complain when they have to do something for you. So I had to do stuff for myself. And since I wasn't done with my studies, but then I still have to make money to be able to fend for myself, my survival instincts made me think of one thing. That's to find any job I could. So I ended up being in this job. Thank God at that time that was the one thing that kept me sustained. I'm not trying to bash the job that it's bad. The job isn't bad, it's the people, right? So I'm trying to separate the work from the people in the workplace. So my survival instincts got me into that job. In real life, I would have taken my time and finished school and do something that I was comfortable with. But I was kicked out my dad kicked me out when I was like almost 18 years old. So I wasn't even 18, I was kicked out of the house. I had no choice. As a young girl, even though I have a boyfriend who I could ask for everything, you have to compromise like your body, a lot of stuff. But if I'm making my own money, I can move and be wherever I want to be, travel whenever I want to travel. So I took that decision. When I first entered into the job, I knew it wasn't meant for me. I knew it. Everything about that place was like, what the hell? But I had to focus on one thing to get money. Survival, survival, survival. That's why I think my contents are meant to survival. I got the job done. I got my contract. I found a place. Eventually, my wife and I broke up. Circumstances like it had to end, and I started to move on, create a new life, a new chapter. Then 6 months into the job, I moved to a different section where there were older women. There was one black girl who happened to be my friend and myself. And when I got there, that was when I realized how jealousy works like. Because these women couldn't help but attack me. And the only thing I did was be friendly, be very nice. Because in real life, this is me. In real life, in general, I'm a very friendly, sweet, funny person. Maybe might not show online like the way you guys see it, but in real life, I like to joke. I'm very funny. I talk a lot. I'm silly around my friends. I saw these people as, oh, we could, yeah, we are sisters, we work in the same place. They hated me for whatever reason. This was like a gang on me. Everything I did, they had to like attack me. I don't know why. I don't know why I did. The only thing I remember I did was to show up and be myself. That was the only wrong I did. Honestly, truly, if I did something wrong with them, I don't mind admitting because we all learn from our mistakes. I wish there was a reason why. The only thing I showed up was smiling, being polite, and friendly. And they hated that. They didn't want me to. It's like they've already formed. Let's say, you know how the blood cells, when a fungi or like a disease trying to enter the fight, that's how I felt. I felt like I didn't belong. I felt too unique. I stood out too much. That was it. So they tried every way possible to get rid of me. From the beginning, it was hard. But I always talked to God. I was like, God, I'm like trying to please these people. I'm trying to survive in this place. I don't know how I'm even going to work every day through all this adversity. I go to work every morning. When I wake up, I feel like someone has kicked my stomach. I panic. I am anxious. I am like, that was before. I was always in some kind of like, my mental health was paying the price for this job. It was crazy. It was so crazy. Like, I know work is supposed to be stressful, but this was over the top. Imagine you walk into a place and every day someone has a fight with you. I was like, am I going to war or I'm going to work? What is this? It felt like I was going for a war. Like, I wasn't prepared for this. I was only prepared to come here, make money, be nice to you guys, and walk out. That is my only thing I came here to do. And then you guys are attacking me. Like, what did I do? So I later reconciled with my father. I was already talking to my mom. I reconciled with my dad, and he happened to find out what I was doing. I told him about it, and I even told him the situation I was going through. My dad is like, even though he's a man, he understood me. He's like, I think what you're facing is jealousy. How old are these women? And I told my father, like, some are in their 60s, 50s, 40s, and 30s. So none of them were in their 20s. The only 20 was my friend, right? And I told my dad, and my dad was like, is your friend nice to you? And I'm like, yeah, she's the only person who is nice to me, apart from her. And one woman who's in her 30s. Apart from her, those women from 40 downwards, yep, hate my guts. Hate my guts. So bad. So they started reporting me all the time to the manager. Every day they tried to find ways and means. I knew they were trying to get rid of me. They didn't know how. And I know if they file complaints too much, they are going to do something about it. So one girl I remember one lady, she's in her 40s. One day she kicked me with her elbow. I was just trying to pick up something. And she kicked me, guys. Like, she kicked me literally in my face. So I was like, wait a minute. So I tapped her and I was like, hey, you kicked me. Guys, when I tell you, her response was, so? What? So? I'm not going to be the victim, baby. And I was like, okay, so what are you supposed to say? Like, if you kick someone, you're supposed to say something. And she's like, oh, I'm not going to say sorry. Look, that triggered the hell out of me. So I was like, oh, then an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. So I pushed her too. I was like, and I pushed her. She played the victim. She went to report me that I touched her first. Literally, they had to look at it through the camera to find out the truth. She said she was just there randomly, nobody, me, just came and pushed her. How would I just see someone walking there and I just go and push them? What is that? And I was like, yeah, let's pull out the camera. And she was like, no, da da da. And we were both called and we're like, if there's any issue, you guys should solve it and not bring it to the workplace. I'm like, I have no issue with this lady. I don't even know her name. Like, I don't care. I don't know. One lady started it, and I know she's never on the workplace anymore. But people just, I on this hate train. Like, people keep joining this hate train. The more I showed up as my authentic self, the more authentic I was at the workplace, the more hate I got. So I took a break in August. I felt so much pain because somehow my soul was done with the job. Mentally, I was done with the job. It was left with my body to follow up. Because even when I'm at the job, my mind is at home creating. I was lost because I remember last in 2023 I started creating YouTube because I was going through it, and I would take breaks. So anytime I took breaks, I was able to create a lot of videos. I was able to create. So in August I took a break. Guys, I was feeling this lower pain. I've never felt this kind of lower pain before. Have you felt so much pain in your waist, like your lower back, that you can't even get up from your bed? You have to find a technique. And I had another pain also here on my back, which was this hand was collapsing. Okay, I went to acupuncture, I did thigh massages, I did yoga. Talk of it, I did everything. The acupuncture helped me. The massages helped for like a few days and then they came back. But the acupuncture, I realized it kind of would take a long time before I feel the pain again, but it wouldn't go. So it's like, you know what? I think I need rest. This whole stress from the job is taking a toll on my body. So I have to put myself first. I have to be selfish. And that was the first time ever I decided to put myself first. Ever since I was in this job for over 3 years. So I took a break from August to December, which was a sick leave. And then all of a sudden, I felt like the urge to create. I felt the urge to do content. I felt the urge to do stuff, to do whatever I want. I felt freedom. I was like, hold on. My body wanted an outlet, to create and not just be stagnant, be stuck. So when I was creating these videos, which was I started like in the last 4 months, if you check my videos, why I took the break and why I started off. And I started posting again. I felt so good. I felt like every day I wake up feeling like I have something to do. I'm excited. I didn't feel like I have to go to, because anytime I have to go to job, I feel sad. But this time I was like excited. I would take walks in the afternoon. I'd take walks in the evening. I'd take walks in the morning. Like today I went for a morning walk. I came back, took my pajama top off, and then put on this t-shirt. I still have my pajama pants on. Life was good, and I felt like this is how life is supposed to be. If you're a gorgeous girl and you're not thriving at a workplace, baby, get your camera. Maybe, just maybe, not all of us are supposed to be in a building. Not all of us are supposed to be behind the decks. Not all of us are supposed to be on a computer trying to type some alphabets for somebody. Not all of us are supposed to be working numbers up. Some of us are supposed to be online. Some of you guys are not supposed to be in the situations or the places you're supposed to be. That's why you find it difficult to blend in or to be liked. The reason you're not being liked is not because there is something wrong with you. It's because there is something wrong with where you are. Time is up. You need to move out and up. But we don't know who is going to tell us. Our body is going to tell us. So my body broke down by bringing that pain. All of a sudden, I couldn't get up from my bed. I'm too young to be facing that. I couldn't get up from my bed. I could barely work out. Every night I have to get my friend to massage me, like my back, before I'll be able to get up or like do something the next day. I was going through it. But through that all, I was able to create. I didn't feel the pain when I was creating. So I did that. And when time was up for me to go back to work, I said this prayer. I told God that He knows how I feel in my heart about this place. And He was the one who took me there, just like He took me there. He has the power to redirect me. And staying home has made me realize where I'm supposed to be and where I'm loved, because coming on YouTube, I have so much love here. Look, I have girls who comment and we get to talk and like they repost my videos. I love that. Like, people literally repost my videos and show me so much love. I've never been this grateful. It's a place where I feel more accepted here than the job, right? So I talked to God that I feel like this place is mine. Me going back to this place, I'm terrified. I was crying. I was going to miss you too. But anytime I'm at work, I'll be thinking of what to do when I come home on my channel. So even when I came home and I took my shower, because I work from 4 p.m. in the afternoon till 12 a.m., sometimes 1 a.m. So when I come back at that 1 a.m., which mostly I do, I'll take my shower. So by like 2 o'clock, 2:30, I'm in bed. Then I'll record a video. And I'll just put pictures on it, right? So it was faceless. Just to still have my people. Just to still keep in touch. I don't want you guys to feel like, I didn't want to even feel like I've abandoned my channel. Because I knew this was it. And the year ended. I was surprised that nothing has changed from the job. I was thinking God is going to do something like immediately, like I get to the door and they're like, go home, you're sacked. But that didn't happen. 31st was a holiday for me, so I couldn't go to work. We didn't go to work. And on 1st of January, I was supposed to go to work, and I honestly didn't feel like going to work. So I called work that I'm not coming. I don't know why. I entered into the company, okay? I went, took my stuffs, my food, everything, entered. I was on the phone with my mom, and I told my mom, I don't, this job, mom, I feel so sad. Even now I'm in this job, I'm about to change into the work clothes. I feel like going home. I feel like being home. I don't feel like being here. I was literally crying on my mom. My mom was like, then go home. You don't have to kill yourself here. Go home if that's how you feel. And I was like, exactly how I feel is not being here right now. My mom was like, just go home. It doesn't matter. You can come tomorrow when you feel like it. So I went back home. I was literally inside changing myself. I put my clothes back on, took my bag, and then came back home. When I came back home, I felt so relieved. I took a nap. Literally, when I go home, I took a nap. I got up. I felt good. I ate everything. The next day, I went to work. I showed up. And I even showed up with a friend. We all entered at the same time. But my boss called me and told me, oh, you are late. Darling, I came with someone, and there were 2 other people behind me who I even came earlier than they did. But I was called. I was the only one among these 4 people that I was the only one who was called into his office to tell me I was late. So my job is done. 2nd of January. Exactly the first day I went to work in 2025. If this not God's doing, because on 1st, before I went to the job on 1st, and my mom told me not to go if I don't feel like it, I cried. I cried in my room. I told God, this is how I feel. His will be done. This is how I feel, but may His will be done. And His will got done. So as soon as I was done with this job, on Saturday I made a short video and I talked about that. I didn't take it wrong. Like, I didn't blame them. I'm not blaming my boss or my co-workers. No, God had to use them to fulfill something, right? I'm not saying that the job helped me so much. The apartment I'm in right now is through that job that I had the apartment, and so many other things. So I'm definitely not saying it's a bad job or whatever. But the people in there that I was in there with them, they were not my people. I'm not supposed to be there, but that place is good for someone else, okay? I'm not bashing the job, because that place, some people love it. They are thriving there. And I'm happy for them. Kudos to them. I'm happy for them. Some people are thriving there. Some of us, we are not. Even though we are qualified to move up, it's not happening. It's not. And I can't blame them if that place is not for me. And I got myself in there because I had to survive. Now that I'm not in survival mode, why don't I move on? That's what literally God is trying to tell me. You needed it to survive at one point, but now you are too blessed to be stressed about that. So if that's not working for you and you figured out what you really want to do and are passionate about it, then don't feel worried. So I wasn't even sad that this happened. I wasn't sad. I was very, very grateful. I felt so light. I felt so relieved. Like, I felt like there is more possibilities out there for me. There are so many things I can do, because even at that work, people always saw me and talked to me like, what are you doing here? You could be doing something like, you could be in school doing something better. And I'm like, okay. People literally advise me to quit. Grown men and women, like people's mothers and fathers who come be like, my daughter, African uncles and aunties. Some of the African uncles and aunties, they'll be like, come here, in my local language. They'll be like, brah, what you juma we say? I don't know what you juma we. Go school. Never you see. I'm like, yeah, that's my wish too. But if you don't have parents to support you, if you don't have anyone to support, of course, if I get the chance right now, I'll go back to school and study something, not to work. But I love to know a lot of stuff. I love to study stuff on my own, not just for the work's sake, But for the broad knowledge, just to have broad knowledge, okay? Even though you can learn things online, sometimes you need to prove stuff. And I don't even care about the certificate, but just the broad knowledge to know things. I do my own studies at home. Great. Great. I love it. I'm just looking into it. The only thing right now I'm in love with is creating content. That's all. I don't have to be anywhere. I just have to be myself. That's how I feel. I feel like I just have to be myself. And people who love me are going to understand and stay with me. And those who don't, well, there's millions of other people who are going to resonate with whoever they want. I don't have to be at a job where I'm hated. And that applies to every gorgeous girl, every lady, even man, whatever. If you're in a friendship, I've talked about friendship that was very sick, that I had to walk away from. Whether it's friendship, relationship, family, job. If that place is keeping you small, if that place is tearing you down, if that place is not working for you, if it's not clicking, if you have to struggle to survive in that area, life is easier than that. Move on. Honestly, you won't even miss anything. Don't even have FOMO. Just move on. There is more to life. Life is beautiful. Now I get to have breakfast anytime I want. I get to On Monday I went to see my friends that I was in school with. Now they're in the uni. Some of them are even about to. Some of them finished last year. I went to see a friend of mine who's in the law school. I met with her. I met with other friends who are in the fashion. Some in the medicine. Like so many friends. I have a friend who is about to be a doctor. Like it was so fun, and we all met at dinner on Monday evening in Barcelona. I went to Barcelona. I met my friends. We went to a Lebanese restaurant. We had great food. So it was so fun, and we talked about a lot of stuff. You know, I haven't seen my friends in 3.5 years ever since I started this job. I've never had the chance to spend time with them. And we went to play games. Like it was so fun, and then we got to do sleepovers. Guys, I haven't had sleepovers since I started this job. You don't know how this thing was having a toll on me. I don't even regret it. It's so funny, because there are certain decisions I've made in life that I regret, but this happened to not be one of them. And I'm not surprised, but it's like, wow, wow, this needed to happen. And I wouldn't even feel bad because back then when I was at the workplace and I think about losing the work, I'll be like, damn, what am I going to do then? What am I going to do? That was like 2 years ago when I realized I'm not supposed to be there. I'm like, then what am I going to do then? Like in 2023, I'm like, if I'm to lose this job, what am I going to do then? Because I started a job in 2021, guys. And I was like, what am I going to do then? But not knowing God knew, like, I'm going to survive anyway. I'm going to thrive. Okay? So I don't know if you guys love to see me vlog. I'm very lazy. So my sleeping and waking schedule is not really... But I'll vlog my whole day. My breakfast and everything. Maybe my workout sections also. Because now I have more time to do whatever I want. I'm going to get my nails done in some few days. I'll try and vlog all of them. And one of the reasons why I'm happy is because I'll be able to do my nails very often because of my job. Because it was a factory and it was about food. It was food production. You're not supposed to do your nails. You're not supposed to wear jewelries. You're not supposed to wear earrings, no makeup. Your hair should always be tied and wrapped in something. We looked crazy. So ever since like from second or third that I posted, the reason I haven't posted is because I was taking a break because my whole nervous system was still in that stress, right? The haste to go to the job, to sleep, to do this, like my whole body was still in that mood. So I had to take time off, calm down, get my body used to being at home and being relaxed before I show up as my best self. And I feel ready. I felt ready for a while now, but today I'm like, I'm gonna do a video and post. Okay, I miss you guys. And I did. Some of my friends were showing concern, and I was like, it's okay. Like, you move from one place to another, but you only move higher, Like, I always move higher. When I move from one place, the next place I go is always higher than where I was. So I'm not even scared. Like, it's just a matter of time for me to be in that space. Or maybe I'm already in that space. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will come, I'll show up with another video, I don't know. Love you guys so much. Bye.